After quite a tumultuous end to 2024, Youthforia has officially announced that they will be shutting down. They announced their closure on August 4th, 2025 with a post to their Instagram. Now, if you're not familiar with Youthforia, they are a clean, sustainable makeup brand. They feature skin-friendly ingredients in their products, and they have their catchphrase, makeup that you can sleep in. It was founded in 2021 by Fiona Co Chan. We're going to get into this entire shutdown of the brand, what has led to it, what some people assume has led to the closure of this brand, as well as the controversy behind Youthforia. So on August 4th, 2025, they took to their Instagram and they posted the following. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your wonderful support over the past few years. It's been a dream to create such a beautiful brand, but unfortunately, I have made the decision to shut down Youthforia. I look back at these past few years with such love and appreciation. Thank you for being part of that journey, and I appreciate it so much. That being said, we're doing our final closing out sale. Everything is 50% off, no code needed. All sales are final. Please share with your friends and family. Thank you so much, Fiona, founder of Youthforia. So back in 2024, Youthforia, they found themselves embroiled in a very steep controversy that really affected the brand. This was actually posted all over YouTube. There were several channels that were talking about the controversy, but I wanted to bring this up and I wanted to give you guys the 411 on what happened with this controversy. Last year in 2024, they released a new foundation. It was called the Date Night Foundation. It was in a very limited shade range. They actually didn't even have a lot of like deeper skin tones. It was mostly lighter skin tones. This brought about a lot of controversy. They were called out on social media that they didn't have the appropriate amount of shades for their new Date Night Foundation. Following the backlash, and some people say in response to the backlash, but there's mixed opinion on exactly why they released just a limited amount of shades and then they released more shades. So in response, the brand released 10 shade extensions, and it brought the shade range to a total of 25 shades. Now, if you look at other brands like Fenty or even L'Oreal, for an example, they have like 40 to 50 shade ranges. Benefit just released a new foundation, and I believe they have like over 30 in their shade range. So to have 25 in a shade range, that's very minimal, and a lot of people were outraged by it. Beauty of Fashion writes, the closure follows a major scandal in 2024 where the launch of its Date Night Foundation received widespread criticism, initially for its limited range of shades for darker skin tones, and then for a subsequent line extension of darker shades, which appeared to be solely a jet black pigment. Backlash from influencers, cosmetic experts, and consumers prompted retailers like Credo Beauty, 13 Lune, and Revolve to pull the brand from shelves, and online traffic and social media engagement dropped significantly. Their extended shade range was referred to as, specifically shade 600 was referred to as black tar. It had no type of undertones in it at all, and a lot of people referred to it as black paint, literally on their face. The online print editorial Haloscope, they dove into the controversy, explaining that it's not just a Youthforia problem, but it is an industry problem. They wrote, history and conglomeration of biases, discrimination, and prejudice against darker skin, particularly black skin. It's evident that some industry power players don't understand the complexities of making darker complexion products, or frankly, they don't care to. Beauty companies in the 21st century still struggle to make inclusive shade ranges even after Fenty Beauty's renowned launch of 50 foundation and concealers in 2017. It was dubbed the Fenty effect. It led brands from drugstore to luxury to expand their shade range of their complexion products. Other brands embraced inclusivity upon first launch. At the time, it felt like a sea of change in the way products were not only formulated but marketed. The article was written by Nia Doyle in June 2024. Beauty Independent had actually interviewed the Youthforia founder upon the release of the Date Night Foundation, and in that they wrote, in an interview with Beauty Independent at the time, Co Chan said the brand narrowed the timeline for the expansion's rollout from 24 months to 4 months. Co Chan had stated, There's limitations in terms of the number of shades I can do, but there's things I can control. The distribution of the shade family, that is something, and putting feedback into action as quickly as possible, but doing it thoughtfully. So Youthforia pointed out that when they were doing the shade rate extension, it was supposed to take longer to develop the shade range, and they ended up pushing it up and releasing it sooner. And that could have very well contributed to the lack of shades in their foundation, but I digress. Youthforia lost almost complete brand credibility and reputation with this entire shade range with their date night foundation. It is also said that they handled the situation very poorly and they did not officially apologize, some say. Samantha Hollander wrote in her Marie Claire article on August 4th, I unfortunately can't say that the news comes as a huge surprise. Despite its initial massive success, particularly with the pH balancing blush, the brand has been on rocky ground following its date night foundation launch. So before the brand was involved in this controversy, they had actually been featured in Shark Tank. They'd also been featured in publications like Allure and Vogue. So they had actually gotten a lot of traction and they were actually showing a lot of business growth. While there were a lot of mixed opinions about the brand closure, some were celebrating it, some were actually really sad that the brand is closing. Many commented that they appreciate the brand for its products. Others voiced, you're still open or you get what you deserve. They also commenting that the brand should have apologized when this entire controversy came out. And if they had apologized, then they probably wouldn't be in the situation that they're in now. Beauty Independent reports that Co Chan released a more direct apology about the Shade 600 fiasco simultaneously when she appointed Gemma Duffy's appointment in late 2024. Just a little background, she appointed a new marketing person to help handle the situation as well as for product development. In that article, Co Chan said, I just want to be clear. There was never an ill intent when we were creating any of the shades, but a few things did slip through the cracks, and for that, I am genuinely sorry. I never want to create products that are negative, but this product really offended you guys, she said. It really hurt you guys for that. I will always be very sorry. While it has not 100% been confirmed that this controversy in 2024 directly led to the closure of the brand, it has been assumed by many that that honestly is why they're shutting down. According to Women's Wear Daily, the brand's direct-to-customer traffic fell 30% after the controversy, and they lost approximately 3,000 social media followers. It is reported that before the scandal, the brand was previously advancing at a triple-digit pace in sales. As a small business owner, I work in digital marketing and social media as well as public relations. A brand's reputation is everything. And once a brand's reputation is subsequently destroyed by controversy or they are embroiled in controversy, it is hard to regain that reputation. It can be easier for larger companies to bounce back from it, but smaller independently owned companies are really held accountable, especially in 2025. Small brands work to build trust with their consumers. And the reason why consumers like purchasing from smaller brands these days is because they have that one-on-one interaction. It really feels like the smaller brands listen to their consumers and they adjust and they adapt and, you know, they really listen. And it's definitely a different type of relationship with small businesses versus large corporations in 2025. So what do you guys think of the Youthforia closure and their announcement, especially with like the entire controversy behind it? Leave me a comment down below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe so you can see more content like this. And I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye!